Hello, how's it going, rock stars? How's it going, everyone? It is a Saturday. And not just a Saturday, but what's it called? It's the 4th of July. 250 years of bullshit. And now what's it called? It hasn't gotten any better. But hey, there's some stuff that's gotten better. And for that, we celebrate only a smidge. What's it called? I'm celebrating with some gay visual novels. In America, we got gay visual novels. That's at least something going for us. Sorry, it's just one of those Century of Humiliation things where it's like, how do you even look at, like, national pride? I think being into, like, any country is silly. But, like, I couldn't think of, like, moments where I cheer for the US less than when there's, like, some ordained or obligated version of, like, what's it called? Having that sort of, like, celebration. Like, things like the World Cup or the World Baseball Classic, or even, like, 4th of July. It's just something where the image of this country is the version of this country that never existed, which is the one that says everything about peace and freedom and liberty, but doesn't grant it to any of its citizens. So all we have are just symbolic versions of these platitudes instead of the actual real thing. So, yeah, what good is our country's values if trans people can't exist in public life? What good is our values if immigrants get, like, bagged up and put into concentration camps? This place is dog shit. When you ask yourself what's worth celebrating on this 4th, you really do have to look towards your community, or the people that you know in your life. Because being online is fucking miserable. It's the way you learn about this awful stuff. Sometimes you do just have to pull back a little bit and say, you know what, maybe the people on the internet, like, are just talking with the mentality that they've been just only on the internet. Like, maybe all the divisions are just ones that start to suddenly peel away once you leave your house. And, like, are able to, like, go out to the store and understand. I mean, that faith is constantly tested, and, like, I'm just putting out wishful thinking into the air that the people around us are nice, but it's a 50-50. I'm from a relatively safe-ish place, so what's it called? It's fine, but it's boring, and there's not really any kind of nightlife or, like, presence of any kind of life beyond old people. But, like, in a way that's nice, because it's just like, you have a little peace, but it doesn't feel good when you know others don't have this peace, and you just want others to have it. But at the same time, like, you don't give people any kind of upward trajectory to get to that point. I think if we really want to celebrate America and its values, we have to be better Americans. We have to be a better country. Our leaders need to be ousted, and we need to start putting people in that actually use government as a service and not as, like, a vacation from responsibility or accountability. So yeah, 4th of July celebrations are kind of off until this country figures out what the fuck it wants to be. But I know it's a bit of a downer to start with, so on a good note, on a high note, I have to go back into To Kill Eros. We are going to be romancing some Cupids. I also forgot which, what's it called I did. I'm in a bad state. because I don't know where I don't know whether I did positive influence or negative influence the last time I left off here. I have been cursed with the knowledge of. All right, we're gonna load here. What was? All right, there we go. It was negative influence. Positive influence only ever gives me the bad ending. That's the weird thing about this, is that there's so many instances where positive influences only get me bad. Like being altruistic or being like, oh man, maybe my shitty ex will take me back. It only like solidifies that you made the worst choice, even though you are being open-minded. But it almost seems like just jumping to your base emotions of being angry and saying fuck off are like the only ways to move ahead. I forced myself to my feet, fountain pen at hand, and rushed in blind with rage. Up. The search for documentation to fabricate Melrose's missing information began the moment I stepped back into this building. Leaving him wasn't my plan, but it gave me some form of comfort that he was with a friend that he spoke fondly of. The Cupidine would not disrupt humans' perception. I highly doubted that they would do anything unless he was alone. As I rounded the building looking for new client intel, my phone chimed. I had half a mind to ignore it, but my phone hardly ever found regular use for me. No other clients had my direct number save for him. Anyone else has also been a rarity. Why are they looking for me? He must be nervous. It can't hurt to tell him this way. I never handed over your information. You recall the 16th that he kept talking about was you. That's why? Then why did you hold on to it? They'd have discovered you immediately. Your forecast was abnormal. Has there really been no new clientele in the time of his entry? I looked through several offices as discreetly as I could. There were other love forecasters who worked in the building. I didn't have the luxury of trusting them all. Spending years in the same predicament together would never change our status. I was the first sinner, and a figure of example for all Cupidine. A sad state, but it forever remained a possibility that one could turn their back on me, if it meant earning a little more privilege. I can't understand what this document means. You finally read them then. This is psych information. A psych phenomena. This is the psyche phenomena. Or at least this is what I referred to it as. Surely he could understand better than that. He knew her story after all. I continued to rummage through the desk in front of me. Something didn't feel right. Perhaps I was being too hasty and dismissive. This was something very important to Melrose. Although he never brought it onto himself to say it was poison. It wasn't a secret that Melrose didn't believe he could find someone to love him. The forecast gave him some hope. I provided that for him during our sessions. Don't think too much about it. I will continue looking into the matter for you. Your happiness is of the utmost importance. It's not what I hear from you. I know. I wish I could say what you want to hear. This is just our fate. In all my searching, there was nothing I could do to fabricate the documents. I was running out of time, or I had already lost. I didn't know, but the desperation told me I might just have to compile several clients to make something anew. I withdrew several folders from the vault as my phone rang. What now? Melrose was calling. Talking to him was risky at this point, but I was sure he wasn't level-headed enough to have a sensible conversation after such a revelation. I let the phone ring, fully intent on ignoring it. But at the last second, I answered. Yes, mister. If the paparazzi randomly climbed in my window, what would you do? Huh? A peculiar question to ask. Could you elaborate? Why are you asking me this? His voice sounded clear but far. I couldn't hear the muffled voice in the background. Hello, Mr. Figueroa. You jumped into fighting them so fast. What if that's more harmful than good? I won't fight someone I deem to be potentially armed. What if they're thorough in their search? They want that scoop really bad, Mar. It seemed unlike him to call me out of turn, when he just texted moments ago. Melrose had a very intentional approach to himself, even his fumbles. So it is hard to stay in shape. It was hard to shape this into a mere butt dial. Did he want me to hear this? Perhaps I just wanted there to be more of it. Melrose. I've heard lots of stories. Some of them go to unnatural lengths to get a story. Almost like they aren't human. Almost like they aren't human. I reflected on his words and realized the paparazzi talk meant something else. It was a metaphor refantasio. I don't know why she insists on knowing whether he had red hair, but is without doubt red, an allegory for Cupidine. Damn it! With no regard for anything else, I spread my wings that hadn't been used for much of my punished life, and propelled myself through the door of the roof. Still, I understood the ability to cloak and phase. Unfortunately, flying had a bit of a disadvantage because of the myriads of rust, but it mattered not for me. The sense of urgency increased as I heard the stir of chaos that came next. I needed to get to him. There wasn't as much I could do without a bow, but I had to save him. Eros, may you have mercy on this human soul. Do not let our kind claim him this way. Melrose was nowhere to be found when I arrived. The only person I saw was the young lady near him, soundly out cold but still breathing, a relief in an otherwise grim situation. I transferred her unconscious body to the couch. Her appearance didn't strike me as life-threatening, but I was still worried. I aimed at pinpoint where Melrose could have been. Felt another presence in one of the rooms. It's there when I mentioned. It was then that I noticed the trail of blood and loose feathers scattered across the floor. Melrose. A tepid energy fell before me as I phased into the room, but what I saw was unlike anything that I imagined it to be. Melrose sat there incredibly still, staring at the deceased facilitator on the ground. The fountain pen had been lodged into the man's chest. Melrose. What do I do now? He finally looked up at me, face bruised and bloodied, eyes tired in the twinkle lost, voice hoarse. I knelt beside him, slowly wrapping my arms around him in an embrace. I'm here. We will figure this out together. Once I passed out, I didn't expect to wake up again. Everything had been a quick blur, but I couldn't erase the thought of the pen stabbing into the Cupid. My crazed thought about it being a capable weapon had been true. If I had gone through with pursuing Eros, maybe I could have lifted my curse. The moment I tried to get up, I felt my arms around my waist tighten, and a face nestle on my shoulder to weigh me down. Rest a little more. Oh! Was shaven. He's been on edge, Dr. Love. Simonius. I could see his true form without the pen, so I suppose he's no longer hiding it from me. Or anyone for that matter. A somewhat demonic appearance has replaced the human cloak he wore. But it didn't bother me. His dark arms, horns, beating heart. None of it bothered me. It was just how he looked now. He was still the man I come to know. Won't they notice he's gone soon? They will. What are we going to do? I have no answer for that. He disposed of the facilitator and fixed the damage into my apartment. Marlo recovered from the fight. Thankfully, she didn't remember much of what happened. I just lied about a robbery to fill in the blanks. I hated to send her home so soon, but for her safety it was for the best. I couldn't risk her being attacked again. And after that, he brought me here. Simonius. He tensed up behind me, then brought his face into my view. A soft yet troubled expression, almost bashful. Why are you using that name? 'Cause it's your name too. His cheeks reddened slightly before his lips kissed my temple. If it's you, then I'll accept that. It's safe on your tongue. I gave up the name long ago. The identity of a Cupid that fell in love and tamed himself had sullied it. From then on, I took the name Love as a vow to only live for my concept, my work. I would never want anything for myself again. As long as one of the longest living, I would be the proper role model for the Cupidine to come. An example and a reminder for them to avoid making the same mistake I did. I slipped my hand over his, entangled our fingers as he spoke. But then you came along. You're not them, my first love. You're nothing alike, only bearing the same deep red hair, and yet I cannot stop myself from yearning for you. You share a common ancestry, dating back to Psyche, but you lived very different lives, different struggles. Still, I'm drawn to you. Should I be upset that his attraction to me came rooted from his lost love? Or the love that runs through my the blood that runs through my veins? There was a part of me that thought it should be, but a majority couldn't be bothered. He was attracted to me. That's all that mattered. I wasn't the only one wanting us to be closer. If I could fill the hole in his heart that way, I didn't care so long as he'd do the same. I didn't think I could allow myself to love again. Even now, I'm unsure how to label it what it is I feel for you. You don't need to label it. Just keep doing what you're doing, and I'll interpret it how I want. In what way is that? You may not be madly in love with me, but you like me enough to want me all to yourself. Since it's you, I can live with that, because I know that kind of thing means more to you than it would with other people you've been with. He laughed softly in my ear, a sweet, delicate tone that I could have only heard. His sharp nails lightly caressed my chin, turning my face to look at him. Please don't settle for that, Melrose. I'd prefer it if you believed I love you, even when I can't myself. There's nothing stopping you. Not even those bastards could have mandate on how you truly feel. You lived your whole life repenting for something that's guaranteed for you. I turned to face him, resting our foreheads together. This caused his cheeks to flush, bright red, but he didn't look away from me. Guaranteed? You literally match people. Your existence is love. So why aren't you allowed to have it? I'm sure Eros had relationships too. Kinda stupid that you guys can't when he could. He seemed to sink into thought when I said that, so I leaned closer and kissed his lips to bring him back. Don't think too hard. If you're scared to give me your love, then I'll just love you. Can't be punished for something you haven't done. Melrose. Alright. His claws tugged me closer into his hold before his lips met mine. Again and again, till I felt light as a feather. Hard to believe I'd gotten my ass kicked hours ago, let alone killed a Cupid. What should I do? What was important? Were we just waiting for the end, the moment they come to separate us? I didn't feel a sense of danger or unrest about something coming for us, but I knew better than to believe in false security. For now, it was okay to allow myself what little I could of him, or this. Suddenly, Simonia sat up, propping one arm on his knee. What's wrong? Ideally, running away and hiding sounds like the most attractive idea. Then let's run. Not all battles need to be fought. We won't run. We won't hide. His smile was soft and fond before he adopted a more serious expression, putting his glasses on. Pushing off the bed, he sighed. Sat up to look at him as he paced thoughtfully. A life hidden from the world that we cherish is no good. Or for better words, I want to have my cake and eat it too. And that goes without saying. If it is as you say, then I'd rather fight for it all, as selfish as it may be. If I am guaranteed the right to love you because of my very existence, and death is the result, then after myriads of denying myself, I will walk toward it. I don't want you to die. Don't talk like that. I don't want to either. You're the reason not to. Those words alongside his gaze pierced me. Red face, I averted my eyes. He continued to talk as if he hadn't just said something so direct. I'm but a weak Cupid now. I'm not as strong as I was back then. So I must make do with what I can. And that is words. Words? You want to talk to them? After having my ass knocked around by one Cupidine, I wasn't so sure that talking could do anything here. I felt it was just another flimsy way to try to die. But Simonius looked at me with the same unfaltering eyes he'd wore before. determined to stick to his guns. I'm taking a gamble. One thing Cupidine can't deny is the fascination of learning something. We are carriers of love, yet they raised us to believe that partaking in it ourselves is wrong. That's a forbidden fruit to tempt us. But what if? What if there was a reason other than our natural course of life that denies us of it? A reason? Thespier's biggest secret. I flinched so hard I thought my skeleton might pop out. The yelp that I wanted to emit came out as a coughing fit. No surprise, Simonius wasn't startled, only greeting him with a nod. Given you're always watching, I figured you'd reveal yourself. I heard something interesting, that's all. So you aim to sow doubt in the foundation of Thespiae via the secret, and if your words don't reach your fellow brethren, then what? Then I will die, of course. There's no other option for me if not freedom. I will have used up my last life. Anxiety swelled in me and I shook my head. I knew he'd disapprove, but I had to say it. You aren't going by yourself. If you're walking to your potential death, then I'm going to too. Those bastards are already bloodthirsty for Psyche's family tree. If they want me, they can have me. Is that the direction that we're heading with your story? Despite his intimidating atmosphere, this time I didn't feel uneasy in front of him. Still, I'd understand what he wanted from me, regardless of that. But he seemed satisfied with my answer. Yes. How lucky. No, you cannot go with me. She will torture you. I won't let you keep me out of it. We'll look over it. We'll look out for each other. Don't just try to protect me. Let him help you shape the story, Doctor. You do want to take his hand, do you not? Simonius allowed me to see just how much he didn't like the idea of me proposing to Paris. But he sighed and caressed my face affectionately. Fine. I will see to it that the worst doesn't come to pass. Of course. They'll be hell to pay if I let them kill you. Vitale summoned a thorny black bow into his hand and snapped his finger. The next instant, the bow reappeared in Simonius's hand. I expect that to be used if talking does not work. Only as a last resort. I would hope that it does not come to be needing. I would hope that it does not need to be fired. But either way, I will find enjoyment from the outcome, somehow. What's that? My small contribution to your cause. He kept a lingering stare on me. There was more that he had to say to me. He held his peace. All the best to your endeavors. As always, I'll be watching. And Femme is in Thespia right now. Do what you will with that information. With that, he walked into the closet and faded. If Lady Femme is in Thespia at the moment, then it's best to go now. Lady Femme? Wait, then she's also... I couldn't share with you, but she's the goddess of rumors. Damn. She let me speak to her like that? You have your way with words, of course, but Lady Femme is of a breed of her own. Your words are the least of her concerns. Slender fingers reached and entangled in mine, squeezing so tight that I could feel a pulse on my fingers. I could feel the pulse of his heartbeat. Staring directly at the pounding heart in his chest, I could see and feel just how anxious he was about all this. This was our last moment together in peace, so I must say that I'm glad that you exist in this world, and that I have the pleasure of knowing you, Melrose. You're so... I love you too. And we can't die until you say it back to me. Okay? But for now, thank you, Simonius. Mentally prepared for the worst, we appeared in the fray of the heated courtroom. 5 voices collided against each other. We were smack dab in the middle of a circle. He was out of term anyway. What was he doing coming to the human realm? He was acting with his right. Checking something he felt to be amiss is within his line of work. More like harassing humans and his underlings. More like flashing his authority. Feme, your theatrics annoy me. You have no say in the matter anyway, so shut your yipping mouth. Yipping? The most pathetic sound you can come up with is that? Seconds away from a rebuttal, the lady atop the podium seats locked eyes with me. Her pupils sharpened like little slits upon registering, and slamming the marble counter in front of her. No need for an introduction or rocket science. Her appearance spoke more than words. The voluptuous tall woman was the goddess of beauty, Aphrodite. Why is that human here? Who is he? He is the human who had been attacked by the late facilitator. So you killed him? Or did you lift your hand, Simonius? Never mind that. Answer me this. How can he see this? He should not be able to see any of us, let alone kill a Cupidine. I reached into my pocket and pulled out the fountain pen, holding it up in the air for her to see. The way her eyes twisted sent a shiver down my spine, not in a good way. Having clammy hands made it hard to not let the nerves control me. A glance at Simonius told me he'd also grown nervous. Like him, I practiced my poker face too. I used this. The audacity. I can't believe the energy is exuding. It can't be. For you Cupidines to be bearers of love, your guy attacked me pretty viciously. Look, I'm still wearing the bruises. You're a scum. You deserved it. You... Give that here this instant. Cupidines look upon this vile human, the very blood of the thing that stands before you killed. She choked out her words, slapping the hand out of her mouth. She nearly exposed the truth herself, huh? Hold on. I just knocked over something that I don't want to knock over. Oops. What did my blood do? Kill Eros? Is that what you were going to say? No. You killed a fellow brother of theirs with a sacred item. A sacred item that has Eros' arrow embedded in it. It can only mean that this human carries the blood of Psyche. Yes, Feme, you don't need to spell it out for everyone. It's not like these Cupidines are unable to grasp that. But something clicked in some of the heads. Maybe Feme did need to spell it out. Simonius curled his wing around me in a light effort to protection, cleared his throat. But they are ill-informed and have been as long as we existed. Why does this immense hatred exist for this woman of many generations, if our god humbly sacrificed his existence to create our home? We're told that Eros shot himself because he wanted to give his love to the world. Thus, it birthed the realm of Thespiae, and all of us carried on his will. That naive, friendly Cupidine I'd met before spoke up, resulting in a sea of whispers from neighboring Cupidine. That is correct, Icardi. Then why does the hatred for Psyche exist? Alfie, you had them hunted down. Anyone from her line on... Alfie, you had them hunt down anyone from her line all this time? Why him? Because Because she tried to kill Eros. She failed and took that arrow tip with her. The Foundation members and I fought to take her down, but she ran. Is it wrong for me to want revenge for her trying to kill my dear friend? She has to be punished. I'd say that's a little vindictive. Psyche's been ultra dead at this point if you ask me. No, she's not. She's right there, in that thing. She pointed at me with wicked disgust. If looks could kill, I think I would have dropped dead right on the spot. In fact, there's nothing stating she couldn't do it. She's a god after all. How uncouth of you, Lady Aphrodite. Kill him! My arms wrapped around Simonius after the quick escalation. Guess she didn't take too kindly to uncouth being in the same sentence with her. The Cupidine around us raised their arrows, some more reluctantly than others. He didn't raise his bow at all. Instead, he trembled, as if too scared to do anything. His eyes lingered on Simonius helplessly. Couldn't let that pass. If you really don't want to, then don't shoot! She's not even your god. Why the hell are you even listening to her? Silence yourself, mortal. No. Aim for him, too. Kill them both. Now. No! Hold your fire! What did you just say? I'm a god, too. They could listen to me just as much as they could listen to you. The only god who reigns here is Zeus, so shove it, Affy. The Cupidine looked amongst each other, confused on which god to listen to. Seemingly, both Feme and Aphrodite had an equal say over them. We have lived as we were told by her, and the Foundation. But look at them. Those three are mere humans given bow and arrows from Eros himself, and have survived this long through the possession of them. And Lady Aphrodite is the goddess of beauty. She does not govern love, yet she curses us for trying to delve more into our concept. Is this about being the first sinner, Simeonis? You are your concept. You are love. You only give and do not receive. Eros practiced this. He did not! Shut up! If we are our concepts of love, then why are we not allowed to give and receive it as we please? There is no actual punishment for falling in love. Simonius bared his fangs. For the first time, he showed such deep-seated anger. When I knew he'd been holding on for so long, an anger that burned so hot, it felt cold under his piercing eyes. That pain and rage weren't for me. It was for the love he lost. But seeing it was inciting. That he could show such raw emotion made me smile. I was fine after I'd married them. Fine after every little thing that lovers do. But only after you found out I was punished. You punished me! This unsightly appearance that we sinners take is not made by Eros' vow. It is a curse from Aphrodite to make us ugly once we fall in love. The Cupidines grew louder amongst themselves at his words. The one known as Accardi began crying in his hands. Hearing that must have meant something to him. I almost wanted to hug him. I'm tired of your talking. Then will you take my voice away? Make me even more of a hideous monster? I refuse to listen to you. You are not my god. Your god is dead. Eros is dead. I'm in charge because there's no one else to run the concept. Vitali, I told you. I said stay out of Thespiae. Eros, you said he's dead. Is he dead? As abrupt as Vitali's appearance had been to join the chaos, he ended all commotion in the court. Everyone, including the deathly quiet Foundation members, fell silent. Vitali joined Aphrodite on the podium, but the closer he got, the more she tried to back away. When gods die, something catastrophic occurs. Something almost world-ending, and yet it has not. Because his body envelops the world. He is not dead. You know where he is, yes? I don't know what you're talking about. Aphrodite, have you forgotten? Oh, sweet Aphrodite, how could you have forgotten? Whatever he said caused Aphrodite to bolt out of the courtroom without looking back. Feme held her position of shock the longest moment while staring at Vitale, who turned to address the Cupidine. Rejoice! Your concept belongs to you again. Should you keep your wits about you, she should not be able to reign over you without force. He stepped down from the podium, glaring at the three humans clutching their bows. Wherever you turn those old bags for yourselves to run is your prerogative. The Cupids cheered, astonished. They were effectively free of a god now. They could do as they pleased. Their freedom and the fact that Simonius and I lived was worthy of celebration. I found myself running behind Vitale. With Simonius and Feme not far behind, we found him standing at an oasis-like pool. What'd you say to her to make her leave? A not-so-secret secret. I don't intend to tell the Cupids. They lived under her faulty reign for quite some time. Let them have their own control for a while. I suppose you have another secret to keep shut up about sweet Feme. But let us keep it for whenever the bow gets too big for the bloomers again. Honestly, I felt satisfied enough with telling her off today. I've been sitting on that stuff forever. I can sit on this one for as long as Olympus needs me to. Are you not intending to come back? I don't belong. Besides, just as I said, no gods. And that defeats the point, teacher. A lot of what they were saying left me feeling clueless. Trying to fill in the blanks only left me feeling frustrated. Vitale cast his eyes on me, and shortly, I felt his hand nestle in my hair. I have an answer now, thanks to your work. Take care of yourself so that the old-timer doesn't run to his death faster. Wait, what? My fingers wafted through the plume of smoke. His body dispersed into thin tendrils, dissipating in the air as if he were never there. There was a finality about it, like I'd never see him again. He never told me what I wanted, but apparently he got it. While it shouldn't bother me, being left without an answer for myself was annoying. Let him go. He simply is that way. Okay. I'm going back to the courtroom to ensure they lay those Foundation members to rest. You should take Melrose back to the human realm and rest. Things will definitely be better by the time you return. Alright. 2 years later. Sometimes I'd wake up into mornings in a small fancy apartment, or it'd be in my bedroom at Nalmond. Regardless, Simonius's limbs tangled around me every day. We'd take turns sleeping over at each other's homes, and the topic of moving in together teased its way into a convo or two recently. I no longer work at Pioneer Express Delivery. Instead, I've taken up going to tattoo school and an apprenticeship. Marlo offered me an apprenticeship with her, but I knew I wouldn't be able to take it as seriously as I should with her as my mentor. So I found someone else who would take me in under their wing for the time being. Simonius was the first person I ever tattooed. Just a simple goth font-shaped M on his left shoulder. I'd have gone all out if I weren't as scared as hell at botching it up. He said he'd keep it no matter what it turned out like, so the pressure was intense. Luckily, it turned out fine. Once I finished my apprenticeship, I agreed to take the offer of working at Marlowe's shop at least. That would mean leaving Quasimir City. I haven't exactly discussed that with Simonius, but we'll get to that when the time comes. Simonius still works at Love Life Studio. He also does his fair share of scouting work among the other Cupids. He even reclaimed a bit of his old position as a facilitator. He effectively has 3 jobs, but he has more freedom when he wants to do them. The Cupidine kept the structure that they'd had for their matchmaking with a newfound effort to make sure that everyone went about it at a pace that didn't feel overworked. Those who loved matchmaking more than ever were the leading forces, but many of them took to trying out deeper understandings of human connections. Your alarm's going off. I hear it. You got work today. Not going. Over the last 2 years, Simonius has gradually unfolded himself. Whether he cut his work early to pick me up, came over to steal my bed, or took me out someplace, he made sure that we spent time together. Depressing loneliness wasn't something he let me feel. Although his habit of withholding certain things persisted, he was open and vocal with me about what he wanted. I have class later, so you can't hold me hostage today. Can I attend your class with you? Nope. You'll only distract me and the rest of the class. I don't even like them looking at you when you pick me up. Why? People look all the time. Uh-huh. And that's what I don't like. I'm greedy. My boyfriend is just too beautiful, and I don't like sharing. I apologize for that, but it's something I cannot control. Uh-huh. Then how about I glue myself to you? Hell no, doesn't fix the problem. Fine, then I'll lie in bed like a log until you return. Look at you sleeping so much now. You really are an old-timer. Simonius rolled on top of me, pressing his weight down so hard that it deflated like a squeak toy. Age wasn't the thing that bothered him, but he didn't like it when teased about it. Rather, the specific word choice was enough to gain a response. I was a glutton for punishment, so naturally I'd poke fun at him for it whenever the opportunity came. One day, I'll decide to trap you like this. Then maybe you will lose the habit of saying that adopted term. You really don't like it? It's the banter of a former mischievous student that my lover has taken into his vocabulary. Of course I do not like it. However, you're more than welcome to test and find out just how old and timely I am. Putting it that way makes me think of other things. You should. His voice dipped suggestively, face hovering just above mine. The dangerous eye contact left me shivering with anticipation. His eyes were still too beautiful for me to handle even years later. Since he knew this, it became his favorite weapon against me. Oh, get off. You're getting too close. I'm comfortable, so I won't be doing that. What happened to doing what I want? I think just doing you is the better solution. What? Don't say that. Where did the quiet poker face Simonius go? You say it as if I've changed. The only thing that's changed are my tongue and the words that slide off it, Melrose. Embarrassed, I shoved my palm against his face to nudge him away. But he took the hand and pressed his lips into it softly, kissing from my fingers to my wrists. You can't say it like that to me. Simonius smiled against my wrist and licked my hand. He wasn't always this expressive, but as time passed, He began pouring his feelings into his actions even more. Bashful as it made me, I loved every bit of being able to witness it. This is Simonius without feeling the need to hold back or hide. He's laying his heart bare to me. For someone usually so direct, you are incredibly shy when I corner you like this. Because you're too damn pretty and it's hard to fight back. He used this opportunity to close in on my lips, stealing my words from me with a laugh of mischief. I'm not going to class today. No need. I'll see to it that you still make it afterwards. No, I'm not going at all. Yes, you will. I don't understand how you manage to be both pushy and not pushy. I'll do whatever you want for me. I'll do whatever you want me to, Melrose. I have no reason not to listen to you. Yeah, in the moments that works out for you. Haha. Because I love hearing you vent about it. But you're not supposed to love pissing me off. I love hearing your voice. Cussing at you leads to more talking, so you're doing it on purpose? Do I not speak enough words for you regularly? Of course. It's just that you're being so cute. Right now. Shut up! I felt the tremor of his laugh as he nestled into me, his arms slipping underneath me to hold me tight. I can't imagine being any happier than this. You're still talking. I love you. Ah! My heart skipped, and the words passed through my body as a tingling heat. I had to see his face. Instinctively, I grabbed his shirt and tugged, but he kept it buried in my shoulders, ears reddened. Look at me. One moment. Nah, right now. Forcibly flipping over, I pinned him to the mattress, absorbing the clear view of his entirely flushed red face. His eyes darted about to avoid contact with mine, but it was inevitable. I gazed at him, bringing a finger to run along his jaw. Say it again. I love you, Melrose. Those words rushed through me again. My body trembled. This is what it truly felt. To hear somebody say it back and mean it just as much as I had. Requited love. I love you too, Simonius. I pressed my lips into the crook of his neck, then traced my tongue over the tattoo on his throat, leaving a trail of kisses down his bare chest. And I'm not going to class. You're still going. I pulled my shirt off and tossed it before directing his hand to my boxers. Uh-huh. Of course I'll go. Tomorrow. Alright. The end. Or is it? Thanks for playing. Or is it? Oh. H? Oh, I have to go to the main menu again. Actually, I think I need to load it. Let's do main menu. I still have one more route to do, so I am holding on to this. Let me actually like put on this menu for a moment, so your eyes aren't like getting messed up with me pressing control. Boop boop boop. You want some apples? Boop boop boop. You want some too? Locked. Locked. I think I might use this time, take a little bit of a bathroom break, because I think that this might be something where I have to get multiple endings. Let me check the main menu. Extras. No. Return. So there was another one here. So around here, there's like a bad ending route that I haven't gotten yet. Here, there's another bad ending I could have gotten. I don't remember where that is. I got all the mainline endings there. Vitaly, I've got like nothing. Dr. Love. Oh, I just... Yeah, let me inspect this a bit. I think it might be... No. Load. Maybe this one? One of these options. Oh, this was already here. What's the negative influence? You must hear it from his lips. And there are moments like that. I don't know. I'm gonna probably skip past a lot of this because I'm like, I don't want to see like what's it called, Cardi get punished. You should be familiar with the punishment. Oh shit. They just straight up gave me like, what's it called? What? Oh shit. Oh shit. Well, oh god damn it. So the bad ending where you forget everything and get like extra hella punished. Let's see. Was it this one? I think it might be this one. No, don't overwrite the save. Positive influence? Come on, Melrose. Okay, let's see. What is the bad ending for this? What? Andy lied about having enough space. I bought that stuff so I wouldn't starve. What's your problem? Damn, why is this guy like talking like this? I wonder where you fell into one of those. Be like, wow. It's like you're talking down to me and saying my taste in men is fucked up. But like, what does that make you? I only met with him because I went there. He chose you personally. It shouldn't matter to you. We aren't dating. You don't love me. I shouldn't even be here right now. Basic shit didn't lower your family. I told you I loved you and all you said was thank you. Do you understand what that means? But like, what's it called? You just kept on hurting me and nothing else. Regardless, things left simple. What the fuck? Andy, what did you do? Oh, Andy went nuts. Damn, you really were made for Asher, better or worse. But like, I have other people that are close to me. They'll try to find me. Uh, sure, whatever. I know. It's gonna go in the main menu. Okay, so extra. It's like I already gone through enough misery. Yeah, it's a bad ending. There's a bad ending. There's my bad endings. There's our bad endings. There's a bad ending, good endings. Okay. About common. These are things I probably would be getting if it was a different one. Aside from maybe some bad endings. Yeah, some of these are bad endings. Yeah, it would be weird if I didn't get Vitale. If I didn't get Vitale, I'm probably going to end stream. If I unlocked most of the gallery and I got like a lot of the endings, good and bad, or at least enough that I was able to get like all the different animated stuff. There we go. All right. We have Vitale. I'm actually gonna be right back a second. I have to go. So Alright, I'm back. Let's see. Bap, 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 bap. And Vitale. My weight dropped against my bed in the dark room, unable to cave to the lull of sleep just yet. I couldn't stop thinking about Vitale's words. Killing Eros was possible. But why would he tell me that? What does he truly want to do with that information? He even told me he was always here, always watching. Part of me doesn't believe that. Perhaps he was playing a sick joke on me to pass the time. He seemed like someone looking to be entertained. He said he'd appear if I called him. I didn't want to, but I felt curious. Would he really come when I was called? To a little old human? How do I get him to come here? Vitale, are you here? Felt strange to say it aloud, almost like a ghost hunt. If you're here, please come out. I cringed. It didn't appear that he was coming at all. The room remained quiet with no signs of him in the slightest. Didn't work. Ugh. My body stiffened as my eyes scaled to the closet. A pair of wide eyes stared back at me from inside. I felt the scream bubbling up into my throat, but I steeled myself to try to return his gaze. Shh! Quiet yourself, dear Rose. I peeled the sticker off my face and tossed it the best I could. When it didn't leave my fingertips, Vitale grabbed it and stuck it on the bed frame. An uncharacteristically cute bird sticker. I can't believe you actually came. Which one did it? They all worked. Far simpler to just say my name, but all sufficed. Leave off the formalities. I've already made it clear that I'll come whenever you call. So you come even if I badmouthed you? Hypothetically speaking, yes. But I do prepare for my inevitable response to said. But do be prepared for my inevitable response to said bad-mouthing. Never mind then. About that Eros thing. Yes. He sat at the edge of my bed, regarded me attentively. Is it really true? You said it'd be difficult, but could I really kill Eros? Yes. Stars aligned and all the cards are in your hands. It is possible. Huh. That's simple. You do not sound enthused. Shouldn't you be thrilled to kill him? With your declaration, I figured you would be delighted to try it. His teasing words earned a scoff I barely caught. Despite that, it didn't seem to faze him as he offered a smirk. Killing Eros was just a crazy drunken thought. It sounded right at the moment, but I don't think I'm capable, even if I did hate his guts. So I don't even want to try. But if I'm being honest, the thought of an all-knowing God dangling the idea in front of me dampened the urge. Smiling, like he knows me well enough to believe I'd take the offer. I wouldn't give him the satisfaction. I can't do it. It's stupid anyways. A human like me can't shake up the world of you gods that easily. Not even if you asked for my assistance. I paused and studied his smile. Every little bit of playfulness still within his tone. But those lips didn't strike me as mocking. No, I said it was too outlandish. Cold feet? Sorry to waste your time. Time couldn't be wasted on you. Other things can be gained from our conversation. His pale green eyes glistened as he stared into mine. If he hadn't been cleared, this god Vitali wanted something. But why choose me? Whether to feel blessed or alarmed, I didn't know what was appropriate. But I was curious for sure. Like, your cooperation, dear Rose. In exchange for your deepest desire, I want you to help me answer a question. Couldn't you answer it on your own? I'm not good at trivia or whatever. Surely there'd be no need to involve you now if I could. Point taken. So what do you want me to do? A Cheshire grin smiled stretched across his face, eyes crinkling with giddiness. What an abnormal god. Just as I thought. He brushed his gentle fingers against my cheeks. From this moment, until my question's answered, you will dip your toes into whatever I tell you to. Hovering just above my gaze. Vitali grazed my bottom lip with his thumb, and his fingers tipped my chin. The intense eye contact sent a shiver down my spine, heart pounding aggressively at the sight of him. Complicating feelings crop in my mind. When the time is ripe and you have observed everything, you will give me your best answers. What's the question? Something to be discussed later. For now, rest. I will return to you in the morning. That's so much as good night. Vitali vanished into the darkness of my closet. For several minutes of fluttering eyes, I fought my exhaustion, wondering if he'd reappear. When it became apparent he was gone, I fully drifted off. Nothing's perfect. This shell that you formed is a tree bearing deliciously forbidden fruit, with its hands meant to be clept out forever, never to be severed. Eyes that love indiscriminately, seeking another who will gaze upon you just the same. Desperate, longing. A mouth that soothes and lulls the person straight into your arms. Lies, manipulation, deceit, desperation. Selfishness, possessiveness, obsessiveness. Are these inherently evil traits? They're negative, but you're a complicated being, yes? The words themselves are only as harmful as the acts you commit with them. Can I look at these qualities? Have I seen all there is to see? Oh, thank goodness. He didn't leave beforehand. A chirping bird outside my window pane brought the morning in smoothly. My rest had gone long and peaceful. Something I hadn't had in a while. I rose from my bed and opened my closet, grabbing a few clothes before leisurely heading for the bathroom. Sunny days like these were usually ones where I planned my course of action. The shower was the best time to think things through. A mix of showering and mindlessly brushing my teeth oddly added delight to the experience. When Marla lived here, I'd hear the TV from the other side of the wall. I didn't think to turn it on myself this time, so the apartment was quieter. Do you want me to wash your cock for you? I'm known for getting between the cheeks Quite well, my little Melrose. Why are you here? Should I wash behind your ears? Ah! Flinching, I whirled around to feel my body pressed against the wet tiles of the shower's wall. Vitale, full of amusement, stood behind me. Unaffected by the water pelting him, he appeared oddly dry to me. Why are you in here? My voice came out of a whine, more than anything, blushing under his scrutiny. He chuffed in response and let his eyes scale from my feet to my face. Attempting this demure act before you is cute but uncalled for. I have a great understanding of your usual behavior. Act demure? I'm literally naked in front of a god. Even I have my limits. And what's that supposed to mean? Relax yourself. I have seen all there is to see. Your exposure's nothing new to me. He'd already seen me naked before. Just how much does he look when he's watching me? Make no mistake, my intent is far from perverse. It's only to observe you. That doesn't make me feel any less embarrassed. Oh, my dear Rose, you misunderstand. I'm merely explaining without an effort to ease your embarrassment. Reassuming my position, face towards the shower, I figured the faster I finished cleaning, the better. The earlier fumble caused me to drop my toothbrush, but I didn't dare to pick it up while he was being present. With the small space between us, I could think of a million humiliating incidents that could occur. Alongside maybe another foolish thought or two. Would you like me to wash your back? You just please leave the bathroom? Once out of the shower, I laid myself breakfast. Oh, oops. I think I might save and quit here. That way I'll be able to continue where I left off and kind of dig deeper into the Vitale, like, section later. I already finished up the Dr. Love one, so what's it called? It's starting to get a little late on my side. I thank you all so much for coming along. It's really awesome to be able to stream on the weekends, and tomorrow I'll be doing my Delta run. Hopefully for a little bit longer, but I'm not sure. I gotta check my therapy appointments. But before I head out, I'm gonna poke my beating mic, poke the mic, and send out all kinds of positive vibes. Until this Sunday, I'll be seeing you all. Bye. Don't blow your fingers off with fireworks.